A 98 Dodge Dakota 4x4, 8.2 rear end. It's an anti-spin differential. I believe that my pinion seal is gone, and I think it's because my U-joint is bad, so I'm gonna change the seal and the U-joint. Hopefully I don't have to go inside of here, but we never know. So I went ahead and got the truck up on jack stands and inscribed a big fatty mark on the yoke and the drive shaft, and I also did it in the front. Now I'm going to spray all the bolts with penetrating oil and see if I can get them off of there. I'm by no means a certified mechanic. This is actually the first time I've ever done a U-joint or anything on a rear end. Hopefully some professionals can point out my flaws, and this will help anybody else trying to work on their own truck. So I got the clip out right here, one right there, got the upper one out, and I tie the drive shaft up. I don't know if you can see there, just hung it. Probably gonna lift it up and take it out of the way, but for now I'm gonna try to pop the drive shaft forward towards the front of the car and then see if I can get this U-joint out of there. The bolts came out really easy, 3/8 drive. Once you crank them loose, you can take them out by hand pretty much. Penetrating oil always helps. Alright, came out. Used a little bit of pry bar action. Stuck it in here against the pinion nut and pushed on it right there. It came right out. Had to pry this one up a little bit. It was kind of stuck up in there. But as you can see, I'd say these are no good. Blown apart. So I think that might be part of the reason. Yeah, it's totally seized. I think this is what caused my pinion seal to go. I don't know though. I'm not a mechanic. Now I'm going to raise this thing up. It's hanging. I'm going to raise it up a little bit, get it up out of the way, and start attacking that nut. So the service manual says you're supposed to measure the torque and all that stuff, but I don't have the tools, and I've seen other people on YouTube do the same thing here, so I marked the pinion shaft, the pinion nut, and the yoke, and I'm going to try to count the threads and count the turns it takes to remove the nut, then install it back into the original position. I finally broke the nut loose, and this is what I rigged up. Stops on the skid plate, clamped on top as flat as I could get it, and like so, 6-inch clamp. And then came out here and stepped on it with my foot from right here, broke it free, and it worked. Not too bad. So far I have 1.5 revolutions. Eight and a half turns. 8.5 turns. I have it. Looks okay, I think, from my untrained eye. Alright, I finally got it off there. Use a magnet, fish it out, pull it. Here's the washer. It's flat. That's what we got. So now, I gotta pull that thing off of there somehow. Puller doesn't have the right attachment, so we'll see. So, this thing came right off of there. No problem. It was really dirty. I didn't need a puller at all. It popped right off. It fell onto the floor and got dirty. But that's what we got. Apparently this guy thinks he's gonna hand me tools or something. Okay, talk about a pain in the ass. I don't know if this thing's ever been off. I doubt it. But I could not pull it off using a pry bar. And I'll take a different picture and show you what I had to do. Got a spot here. I tried to pry it, but it wouldn't come loose of the sides, and it just ripped the seal. So I had to finally get it up right there, and then I had to beat this axe all the way around the lip like this, and then worked it all the way around. Took a lot more than that. Took a ton of hitting it actually, and it popped free. That's what the inside looks like. Gotta get it cleaned up. That's part of the seal there hanging down. Is the old one. That thing right there came off inside this lip. Yeah, it's a bitch to get out, I'll tell you what. So I cleaned it up as best I could. Used a brake cleaner, wiped it down, inspected it, made sure all the splines are okay. If there's any burrs or anything like that. And then cleaned it a lot, and now I'm putting a new one in, and I'm using a piece of wood and a hammer. I'll show you how to do that. Or this way works also. Alright, that's it. It's in there. Flush all the way around my yoke, and I looked at it pretty well. There's no cracks. Looks okay. It's a little dirty. I'm gonna clean it up, but it doesn't look too worn out or anything like that. I mean, some wear in there. I'll clean it up, see what it looks like. But everything in there seems undamaged, so I'm happy about that for sure. And here, I don't know if that's machine like that to be a lip as it slides in, but there's definitely a lip I can feel. I can feel that with my fingernail. It's kind of flat and it just goes up and tapers down. Alright, got the yoke back on the pinion shaft. Reference marks are all lined up. I'm going to put the washer on and I'm going to install it the correct way. Double check your manual. Now after that I will put the nut on and try to rotate it the same amount it took to take it off. I don't know, it's pretty close. That might be it. Go back and look at the rest of the footage, compare, but it might be the end of my pinion seal replacement. Little Detroit love right there. So yeah, I got all the bolts tightened, drive shaft matched up, and I think that's it. Got everything nice and snug, not too tight, but tight. Got it Loctited, all the play, and all the noises that it was making are done. It's super solid.